Hello, this is Steve the Plaster Man, and we're in the studio this evening, and we're going to talk a little bit about runner boxes. On this edition of Tools Explained, that's what we're going to cover. This is a runner box. This is a piece of molding I needed to duplicate. So, obviously I cut it off and all. I made the runner box, cut my metal out. Here's a piece of metal I kind of drew out and then cut out with various tools and all. I fastened it to it. I have a lot of people down through history. I've had lots of people ask me about runner boxes and the old. Everybody says, do you run that in place and all? I don't do a lot of the run in place because most things that were ran in place then, you didn't have paint on the wall. The plaster was in good condition and they would run layers of it. So a lot of times when I can, I run it on a table. I've got a table over here. This was a ran piece. This little piece, I needed those pieces. Obviously, this is a sculpted piece, not ran. This one, this piece of molding is, and it's a very common thing, it's something they did when there was a lot of ornamentation. The shape was ran, the flat parts, and then the leaf pattern, it was placed in, and then a mold was made of it so we could reproduce this. But the original model, or they may have ran in place this general shape here and then cast these leaves and put those in. That is a very common thing that I have seen. We have another smaller runner box. A couple over here. This is neat. This is a half of, I mean, it's a full runner box, but it's half of what I needed. This is one, and this is the other. This is another type of runner. This is a runner that is made to create a radius, a ceiling medallion. You can do radiuses, and by doing that, I just make a pivot point, and voila, we make the radius. A little more in-depth information. We take molding plaster, we mix it, we pour it out, and we start going around slowly. Always keep the metal in front, always pushing around and moving. Keep it clean. These are things we are going to do some videos on exact showing you how to run, but I wanted to show a little information about what a runner box is. The older runner boxes, like I say, they would run them in place on the build. If you have some pretty good skills, general skills, these are not very difficult to make. I am not a carpenter. I will tell you, I'm not a metal, I'm a plaster man. I don't know a great deal about wood. I like this pressed board. If you take pretty good care of it, keep it dry. Now, there are a couple things. One thing I do is I kind of seal them up. You can seal them up before you use it the first time. You can use a sealer, some type of a wood sealer, a varnish or something to protect it. I do use a vegetable-based oil. You're going to need for this to slide pretty easily. So what I do is I just cut a little hole in, and just any brand of, I don't have any particular brands, but a vegetable-based oil, and that will create it, let it slide a little better, keep the plaster from sticking. I hope this gives you some good ideas. Remember, if you like this, like, subscribe, catch you on next one.